Okay, so the Honors 10 class this year read the short story The Country of the Blind by H.G. Wells, one of the founders of sci-fi fiction. And in doing that, they decided that they wanted to rewrite it into a play. They took the short story and they wrote it in snippets, and they rewrote it as one whole play, and in editing that, broke it apart into two plays. One group wrote a play from the point of view of the antagonist, and one wrote it from the point of view of the protagonist. For the first group, their play is titled The Country of the Shady, and it is a play based loosely on the country of the blind, maintaining the author's purpose.
Deep in the mountains of Alaska, there is an old folk tale about a small village. It is believed that in this isolated village, a man was punished with blindness for his sins, and that all his descendants would also be punished.
Where are you going, Nunez?
I just have to pee. I'll be back.
All right, be careful.
I must have gotten myself lost. Ah! Where am I? This must be a dream. I'm sitting in snow, but there are green meadows in front of me. Are those cottages? The good man who made that cottage must have been blind as a bat. There are no windows and the paint doesn't match.
A man, I believe, a man or spirit who has come down from the rocks.
My name is Nunez, and I've come from Anadir, over the mountains, where there are 100,000 people and where the city passes out of sight.
Where does he come from, Brother Pedro?
Down out of the rocks.
Come hither.
Hey, watch it!
A strange creature, Correa. His hair is coarse like a reindeer's hide.
Rough he is as the rocks from where he came. Perhaps he will grow finer.
Let me go!
Certainly he speaks. Certainly he is a man.
And you have come into our world?
Yes, from outside. Over mountains and glaciers halfway to the sun. Out of the great world that goes down 12 days' journey to the sea.
Let us lead him to the elders.
I can see. I don't need you to guide me.
See?
Yes, see?
It's as if he were still a child. His senses are still imperfect. He stumbles and talks unmeaning words. Lead him by the hand.
As you will.
Bring him to the elders.
It's too dark. I can't see anything.
He is but newly formed. He stumbles as he walks, and he speaks nonsense.
Can I stay here? I will not struggle against you again.
You said you come from Anadir. What is that place?
Anadir is beautiful. The mountains stretch nearly up to the heavens, similar to your mountains here. The view is long and beautiful too. One can see valleys of white and green that follow the rivers between mountains. The ocean glistens a brilliant blue, almost like the sky. Of course, you wouldn't know what that looks like, I suppose.
You use the words white, green, and blue. Do you even have an idea to what these words mean? It sounds like nonsense to me.
They're colors. It's hard to explain. You see them.
There he goes again, using that word see. He can't explain it because it exists only in his head. There is no such thing as white or green, just like there's no such thing as sight.
No, I'm not crazy. I can see them. With my eyes.
We have had men try to tell us the same before, men who have questioned the natural way of things. Every question has a sane explanation, much more reasonable than this fairy tale you tell, figments of the imagination. You will realize, as all have, that we are indeed correct.
No, you don't understand. If only you would listen. There's so much you're missing out on, wonders you've never experienced. Just because you all can't see doesn't mean I'm crazy.
Crazy? No, not quite. Just confused. You are experiencing incoherent sensations and believing you are feeling this non-existent thing called sight.
What can I do to prove it to you?
Nunez found himself trying to explain the world out of which he had fallen to these elders who sat in darkness. They would believe and understand nothing, no matter what he told them, a thing quite outside his expectation. An older blind man interrupted Nunez's speech to tell about the country of the blind.
At one time, this valley was an empty hollow in the rocks. The inanimate things resided, then reindeer and other creatures came, then men. Time is separated into the warm and the cold here. We work in the cold and sleep in the warm. You have been specially created and sent here to learn the ways of our people and serve the wisdom we have acquired. You must be courageous and do your best and learn despite your mental incoherency. Please, the night is far gone now. Do you know how to sleep?
Yes, I do. I haven't eaten in days, though. Could you give me some food, please? Unformed mind. Incoherency. They don't know they've been insulting their heaven-sent king. I must bring them to reason. Let me think.
He thought until sunset when the villagers began to stir. The king of the blind was still hidden, a stranger among his people. It was much more difficult to prove himself than he had thought. In the meantime, he did what he was told and learned the customs of the country of the blind. These people led a simple life and were happy with it. They slaved away, but not oppressively. They had food and clothing sufficient for their needs, and there was love among them and little children.
Look here, people. There are things you don't understand about me. Here in this valley, none of your people can see, which has left you with no knowledge of what sight is. People use their eyes to see what is around them. Eyes let us see the tall purple mountains and the beautifully orange sunset.
There can't be tall purple mountain because the world ends at the end of the rocks. The cavernous roof covers the world in dew and snowfall.
No, you have it wrong. There's a world beyond your mountain borders. That's where I came from.
Nunez kept trying to explain the outside world to the townsfolk, but still could not get the belief of even one.
Please, just let me walk up to the wall with one willing individual. I can prove that sight is real by describing what I see.
All right, Nunez, I'll go with you.
There are people in the street going towards the wall. Children are playing around the paths. Men and women labor around.
Yes, I can hear that. You've proven nothing. What's happening in that house over there?
The house has no windows. I can't see through walls.
Then you can prove nothing.
As Nunez and the blind man were walking down the mountain back to the village, Nunez spotted a beautiful young woman with what looked like her father.
Who is that young woman working over there with the older man?
Her name is Medina, the daughter of Yaakov.
Nunez would admire Medina for many days after. He tried many times to work up the courage to help her with her chores, but failed every time.
After seeing her, I feel like I never want to leave if it means I cannot see her.
Days pass as Nunez admires Medina, too cowardly to talk to her.
Today is the day. I will introduce myself to her. My name is Nunez. I think you are very beautiful.
How lovely, that's so sweet.
Medina and Nunez talked for hours, until the sunset and the moon showed its face. Nunez had developed strong feelings for Medina. He knew what he had to do.
I love you. Marry me?
I love you too, but not yet. What if they don't approve?
Why love him, my dear? He is an idiot. He can't do anything right.
I know, but he's getting better. He's so strong, Father, and so kind, stronger and kinder than any other man in the world. And he loves me, and Father, I love him.
Examine Nunez, and the case is clear to me. I think I may be able to cure him.
That's great news, Doctor. What is it that affects him?
Those strange things he calls eyes, the odd impressions on his face, are diseased in such a way to affect his brain. They are greatly swollen and his eyelids move. They irritate and distract his brain.
So what is the solution?
I'm fairly certain that in order to cure him complete, All we need to do is a simple and easy surgical operation, namely to remove the irritant bodies.
Then will he be sane? Normal?
Yes, perfectly sane and quite admirable citizen.
Thank heaven for science. We have no way to cure you, Nunez. We are going to take out your eyes.
What? No.
One might think from the tone you take on that you do not care for my daughter.
I do care for her. There are beautiful things. The flowers, the light, the far sky with its drifting dawn of clouds, the sunset, and the stars. And there is you, Medina. You alone make me want sight, to see your sweet face, your kindly lips, and your beautiful hands. It is these eyes of mine that hold me to you, that these people seek to do away with. I would never be able to see you again. You would have me do that?
I wish sometimes you would not talk like that.
Like what?
I know it's pretty, it's your imagination. I love it, but now...
You mean, you think I should be better, perhaps? Medina, if I were to consent to this...
Oh, if you would, if only you would.
What if I did? What if, in the morning of tomorrow, my sight was gone?
It won't hurt too much, and you're going through this pain for me. It will all be worth it, Nunez, my dearest one, my dearest with a tender voice.
I'm sorry, Medina. I can't. Goodbye. How could I leave the love of my life? If I sneak back to the village and bring Medina with me, I can keep my sight and live with her. I have come back for you, my dear.
Nunez, you came back?
Of course. Let's go before someone hears me.
Go where? Are we not staying in the village?
No, Medina. I'm taking you with me.
Where are we going?
I'm taking you to my world so we can be together.
As long as I'm with you.
They found out.
We must hurry.
Your father is coming.
I'm stuck.
I can't get your foot out. No! It will be okay. We will get through this together.
I can't believe my father is gone.
I'm so sorry. He really loved you, maybe even more than myself. I wish I could console you, but you can be sure that you won't regret living with me. I love you, Medina.
I love you too, Nunez.
All right, we will now have group 2, whose title is The Blind and the Rufus, and they are giving you an original work based on the country of the blind from the point of view of the antagonist.
How's your dinner, Father?
Very good. I enjoy the tenderness of the meat. It's easy on my teeth. Rufus, will you pass the penguin chops, please?
Quack, quack.
Enough with that. I can tell there are some left. My nose might be old, but it can still smell those.
Quack, 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 quack.
Just because you're vegan and won't eat penguin doesn't mean we all have to be vegan, Rufus.
Quack.
So how was all of your day?
It was great. Mom taught me how to make these delicious penguin chops.
I would expect nothing less from a king's daughter.
Oh, you're joking, aren't you, dear?
How was your day, Dad?
It was tiresome. I grow exhausted very easily anymore. Before long, my son, you may have to become king.
Oh, don't say that. You'll be fine. You're just feeling a little tired today.
Don't tell me how I feel. I think I'll start to walk you around soon. Next week, perhaps. You should know the entire village without your ears.
I can nearly do that already.
Not well enough. I heard you stumble the other day. Your sister's even better than you are.
Maybe she should be a ruling queen then.
No.
Nonsense. Our town has always had a king, and I will not be the first to break that tradition.
Your Highness, there's someone at the gate.
Really? Are you sure? There hasn't been a visitor in years.
Yes, he is very different than anyone I have ever smelled. He's rambling on about something he claims to be sight. I don't know what it means.
Neither do I. Does he have a name?
He won't say until he sees the leader.
Then he may see me. Fetch him and bring him in. Make sure he means no harm, though.
What are you doing?
I'm feeling your face, you fool.
Right, of course.
Jacob, feel these man's eyes.
These are my eyes. What else would I used to see?
See? What kinds of words does this man use?
He uses words that are not words.
See? You've never heard of the word see?
What do you think the word means?
You know, like seeing what people who aren't blind do? I suppose you wouldn't know.
There he goes again. Blind?
Yes, most people have the sense of sight. Those who are blind like you cannot.
You're convinced you have this extra sense?
Yes, I have always felt it. Most people do. Not everyone is blind like you.
I've heard enough. We'll provide you with shelter for the night. In the morning, we'll decide what to do with you. Medina, take this man to a spare room.
Yes, Father.
Who are you? Why am I to be kept in this room?
My name is Medina. I am the daughter of the king. You are here because my father isn't sure what to do with you. We haven't had a visitor in many years.
I'm a man just like your father. Why am I being treated like one of your penguins?
You claim you can see? What does that even mean?
Do you not know of the sense of sight?
We have many senses, such as smelling, hearing, and feeling, but I've never heard of sight.
As you can feel, smell, and hear the world, I can see what I am touching, feeling, or hearing. The world is visible to me.
I can't say I totally understand, but you do sound very intriguing with your sight.
That man that has just wandered upon us must be insane.
I agree. He speaks of things that do not exist, and acts like we are the slighted ones.
We cannot have a man speaking these false words in our village.
Hey, Dad, you seem distressed. What's wrong?
We're discussing the visitor we received earlier this evening, and how he speaks lies.
He does seem like a very unusual man.
I'm unsure of what I shall do with him.
He worries me. He cannot keep telling our people these lies, but we can't just lock him up either, as he is our guest. Perhaps for now we can just keep a close eye on him.
Yes, agreed. Tomorrow, we'll hold a council meeting and decide what his fate shall be. We are gathered here this morning to discuss the unexpected visitor we received last night. He claims to have something called sight. He clearly is senile with his radical ideas and childlike beliefs. The only thing left to be decided is what to do with him.
Let's kill him.
Yeah.
We cannot just kill him for having crazy ideas. That's not right. Give him a chance. Maybe what he's saying is true and we can all learn from him.
The boy is getting to the princess. She's spending time in his quarters and must be filling her mind with lies.
Well, Medina, you're not starting to care for this man, are you?
Father, there is nothing wrong with him.
Well, he can't be just spreading his crazy ideas around our village. He'll be executed in the morning. No arguments. He cannot be trusted, so let nature take its course. All in favor of the boy's death?
Aye.
No!
It's settled. Medina, don't get in my way. Someday you will understand why this must be done.
Wake up, wake up.
Why are you here right now? Is it morning?
Yunez, you have to come with me. My father plans on executing you. The only way for you to survive is to come with me right now.
Are you sure? It's still dark.
I don't know what that means, but I'm sure you're right. Come on, get up.
Where will we go?
I don't know. Father always told me that the whole world lay in this valley, but if you are here, I see that cannot be true. I don't know where we will go, but I will let you guide us. Use your eyes and your sight to lead us out of this place, to the mountains and the oceans that you told me about.
Of course, we can escape over the mountains which led me here.
Let's get going. We can't stay much longer. I packed a few things for a long journey if needed. We are taking Rufus with us.
Quack, 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 quack. Hey Rufus, we will need you to be as quiet as possible. If we get caught, we could both be killed.
The darkness you speak of doesn't hinder me. I can get us to the edge of the village, but that is as far as I can lead. After that, you will have to lead. I am trusting you with everything I have. Nunez, you are my eyes.
Medina, I will never let you down. The only reason I haven't already tried to escape is because...
Quack, quack, quack.
You're absolutely right, Rufus. We need to get going.
Quack, quack, quack.
I can see something behind us, but I can't really tell what it is.
I can hear the voices. It seems we have awakened some of the townspeople when you were stumbling around.
Are you blaming this on me? Quack.
You can't be serious.
Quack, 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 quack. I've never agreed with you more, Rufus. Arguing will only slow us down. They're gaining on us. I'm sorry, Medina. This is very stressful on both of us. It'll be okay. We just need to get out of this village.
Quit trying to kiss up and let's go.
The pair and their penguin walk into the sunset in a school-appropriate way. The three walk hand in hand calmly but briskly out of the village into the mountains. They all stop and look back down upon the village. Even though Medina is blind, they continue on.